Good day, my people, and welcome to Sit, Sip, and Chat. Now, let's continue the journey. Hello, my people, and welcome back to Sit, Sip, and Chat, where I sit with different persons in our community, chat with them, and we have a sip or two in between. Now, don't forget to get you something to sip on while you enjoy the chat that we're going to be having. So today, again, I'm going to be doing something a bit different, whereas I'm going to show you guys a chat that I had with someone prior to establishing Sit, Sip, and Chat. So today you're going to see a chat, but a little less sipping, while I talk to Ryan Tacklin of Art Through Visuals. Ryan Tacklin is a hobbyist photographer on St. Martin. His interest with photography began as a child, when he was able to observe different images captured. Seeing the possibilities, Ryan wanted to figure out exactly how these images were possible, and that's where it all began. So get you something to sip on and enjoy my chat with Ryan Tacklin. But before we go into that, we're going to talk about where we are. We are again at SXM Crazy Beach Bar and Restaurant on the boardwalk. Now I know it looks a bit different, but that's because today I decided I'll show you the entrance of the beach bar. So in case you've ever wondered, how exactly do I get there? How do I find them from Front Street? All you have to do is look for the I Left My Heart in SXM, I Left My Heart in St. Martin mural, painted with these lovely colorful steps. And you just walk right down the alleyway and you will find exactly where they are. They are located on Front Street number 133. They're open every day for breakfast and lunch, and they host karaoke nights every Thursdays from 8 to 11 p.m. So guys, make sure you come through, you show your support to this lovely establishment that is hosting us every single week, and their drinks are really good. Today I'm having a rum punch and I cannot complain as usual.
My name is Ryan Tacklin. I was born in Aruba, grew up my whole life in St. Martin. Let me see what else. I don't know. Local businessman, slash photographer, slash trainer at times. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So what got you interested in photography?
I want to say it's a magazine called Shutterbug, if my mind runs. Like, it was a magazine, I remember falling in love with imagery and visuals. I was a young kid, 13-ish, 14-ish. My father was into photography. My father had, well, not into photography, he had a camera that he would use. And, I would play around with it and toy around with it. And, I mentioned earlier, I would try to take a picture like the Shutterbug magazine, and my imagery looked nothing like it. My visuals looked nothing like it. And I think that's where the passion started, because I became intrigued in how to produce this image. How to do that? Why is his sky more orange than mine? But then you have to learn about, Kelvin settings on your camera, white balance settings, we call it, the time of day when you shoot. When you're younger as a kid, you don't understand those concepts, but I think trial and error in photography is the best teacher. And just to learn the technical aspect of the camera and photography itself intrigued me. I mentioned to you when we were speaking earlier that it's also my peace. So as I got into it, I realized the happiness that I got out of it was genuine, and it was a creative outlet where I could be in control and do what I want. I'm not a professional photographer. I'm a passion-based photographer. That finding my style depends on the year. I think that's the best way to describe my style, because there's nothing I cannot do in photography. But I love, fine art, landscape, long exposure photography, which was the boat right here. That's I think my passion in photography. But to produce one image, it takes me 25 minutes just a standard to produce that image, because it's a long exposure. So you're not going to do too many long exposures before you get bored, okay? So like I said, for me, it's a period thing. Like I might do the long exposures for 6 months, and then I might not touch it for a year. Or when I travel. If I travel, I definitely taking something long exposure because it's a new scene. You know, the problem with living on a 37 square mile island is we see the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
And at times now we become desensitized to our visual beauty. But then it's funny because somebody will take a picture one day that, wow, boy, I never realized how sick little they look.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
so, photography is, like I said, a piece, and I don't know, there's a lot of beauty everywhere too. I like to take the mundane and make it beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There's beauty everywhere. A shiny shop is beautiful. You just don't realize it.
At the right
You know,
angle.
yeah. It's just, and I'm not trying to portray anything negative. It's a shiny shop, but there's beauty everywhere. There's beauty everywhere, and at times, St. Martin, the local photographers, I think, we tend to overlook it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's amazing. It is amazing. We do live in somewhere beautiful. So,
Awesome. What's your favorite thing about photography?
the technicality. The technicality. It's, I explained to someone recently, it's math. It's a problem, you just have to solve it. That's all it is. It's not, yes, angles and techniques, some people are more gifted with it, but ultimately all we're doing is exposing, right? You just need to expose correctly, and you don't even have to be a great exposure artist because nowadays Photoshop and Luminar or
Yes,
Nix, there's so much amazing software out there that could, even if it's not exposed correctly, you could manipulate your way through to make it a salvageable image, so and I don't know, like I said, my favorite thing of photography is peace. Ultimately, I keep going back to that. But, I work in an environment with my phone blowing up all, it's on silent. I think it's on silent, right? It should be on silent. All day my phone, people harassing me. Not harassing, it's part of the job. But it's the one place where I turn it off and I just do it for me. So, and I love to you don't know sometimes what you're going to capture. I have a friend of mine that we go out on Sunday mornings and just take pictures around. He comes there 5:30 in the morning. We jump in the car and drive around for sunrise. And wherever we stop, we just go out and take street photography or landscape or, whatever. But sometimes the imagery captured in like those sessions are so amazing and there's no thought about it.
Yeah.
There's no thought. So as much as I like the technicality and shooting with 5 lights and because it's difficult to achieve beautiful shots when you have a lot of lights if you don't know what you're doing. But I also love being spontaneous and just jumping in the car with a camera with one lens and wherever we get. So like I said, ultimately, once again, it's the piece associated with it. It's the piece associated with it.
And who is your favorite photographer? Generalized photographer? And then is there anybody locally that catches your eye?
That's also, I see, general photographer. I think I have different photographers for different genres that I truly admire. My favorite photographer of all time is a photographer by the name of Ansel Adams. He did miraculous things, this guy. The reason why there's all these reserve parks in America, it's because of his passion to save the environment, the conservation effort that he made. But how he did it was through photography. I'm sure you heard about Yosemite National Park. So today, that area is protected because of photography. And a lot of people don't understand this, but back in the 1930s, 1920s, things were a lot different than it is today. And they were starting to build up,
everywhere.
Yes. And it was somewhere where he used to go camping and all that. And he shot with like a one film, old school camera that's
The flash that has the smoke. And
right. Okay. And he would climb up, a 500-foot mountain with only 3 exposures to take these pictures. And he did it his whole life. But, his father-in-law thought he was a failure because he was, just a photographer. But he had such a passion for the environment that what he was doing was documenting change. And, you know, in his 50s, he made a book. And what he did was he gave this book to all the congressmen and president, I believe it was President Roosevelt, if my memory serves correct. And he gave this book to these people, all these important people to protect the environment. Don't let us just build and destroy it. But he captivated their imagination with photography. And they never even realized, most of these people never even saw it, this amazing beauty, you know. There's a mountain here called Half Dome. He actually, a peak nowadays in today's world is actually named after Ansel Adams. And when Theodore Roosevelt saw this book, he invited him to the White House. And he gave his case into why it has to be, you know, the national reserves have to happen. Don't let all the land be free for commerce, right? Don't let it happen. And he won the approval of the American president, and laws were passed. So photography so Ansel Adams was the person who captivated me with landscape photography. So my passion started with black and white landscape photography. That's definitely how it started, you know, that I wanted to emulate how to produce an image. He was known to shoot with black skies. I mentioned that earlier, right? And for me to learn how he shot with black skies took me maybe like 2 years. This was in the time of the internet. This was in the time, you know, when information was so readily available. So to get that information was difficult because photographers at that time kept their secrets, right? Because it's a secret. How did I produce this? I ain't telling you, you know. I don't do that. You could ask me anything, I'll gladly teach. I don't think knowing is the issue. You know, you can't replicate your grandmother cake because it's in your grandmother's hand, right? You got a recipe, it's something like it, but it ain't the same. So I've always told photographers, like, share information. A lot of people are reserved with it. I'm not. I believe in sharing information. And I'll share how to achieve a black sky in black and white here too. To achieve a black sky in black and white, it's normally with a filter that's red, right? So, but for me to find that out, it took me a couple of years, like trial and error. And this was the time of film. So imagine you think you figured it out, only to realize...
You printed nothing.
Exactly. So, you know, nowadays though, it's easy to replicate black skies in black and white with Photoshop. You don't even need the gel because there's a saturation red slider. And you could just, you know, change the red slider up or down, and you'll manipulate the sky very easily. You know, so it's funny, you know, but you weren't able to do that 20 years ago, you know, and you had to know how to produce this image. And Ansel Adams produced this in the 30s or something like that. With you know, the I can't remember the name right now of the damn camera. I can't. It's kind of.
I just know the ones, just see it in movies with a big stand and everybody's, and then.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that was the first part of our interview with Mr. Ryan Tacklin of Art Through Visuals. Get you a sip, take yourself a potty break. We'll be right back with more.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? Qu'est-ce que tu fais là?
But sorry, no, sir. They got this game tonight and I can't miss it. Me and my boy, we gotta watch the game, you know? So I bringing this in. You check? Alright, let me watch your leg down.
Sir, sorry. Why so difficult? Look, I'm watching TV here on my phone with the Tel TV Plus app. You really gotta upgrade.
Okay, so miss, tell me about the Tel TV Plus. I hear about this.
Okay, so once you apply for Tel TV Plus, you can enjoy it anytime on the go.
Anytime?
Anytime.
On the go?
On the go. You simply download the app, log into your account at any time, sit back and enjoy. You will never have to miss your match.
Yo, bus driver, take me back to tell him now, please.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Let's jump right back into the interview with Ryan Tacklin of Art Through Visuals.
So, yeah.
And the local photographer that catches your eye.
Oh, the local photographer. Okay, but I only said Ansel Adams. I'm talking about the local or the last.
It was given genres.
Yeah, so that's my landscape photographer. As I love portraiture. As you know, I love portraiture, but there's two portrait artists that I love. Mm-hmm. And I emulate the work a little bit because their lighting setups I use, right? Like again, I would want to know how you produce this, and I was, bust my head till I figure it out. One is a gentleman by the name of Platon. Okay. Platon, shoots all the big celebrities, all the U.S. presidents, Vladimir Putin, Muammar Gaddafi, he's such an amazing individual. I've actually learned some things through watching a documentary from him. How he gets in a person's psyche. Mm-hmm. How are you going to get in the psyche of a U.S. president? How are you going to, think of it? If you're shooting these big, egotistical, more power than anything people, why would they worry with a photographer? Right? You're just a photographer.
Yeah.
But how his psychology behind photography, I definitely...
Was that a Netflix documentary?
Yeah, it was.
With a series of...
Yeah, it was a bunch of different artists.
I think I saw that.
Platon is on there. He's an amazing photographer. Black and white portraiture. He does color as well too, but it's his black and white work that I really like. Mm-hmm. And then there's another New York-based photographer. Her name is Lindsay Adler. That's she uses a lot of lighting, a lot of gel work, high fashion, very avant-garde. I actually haven't produced any avant-garde photography in my life, and I do want to do it, but I need, maybe somebody will respond because of this video. I need a designer to make the crazy clothes. We have a lot of talent here.
Yeah.
So I don't see why we cannot produce some outrageous photography too, but it's a whole... I'm just the picture guy.
Yeah.
I need a makeup artist, set designer. Yeah, it's a whole team for some of this photography. And Lindsay Adler is this type of photographer, and I've always admired that. Mm-hmm. Admired the play dress up, and I like it. A part of me really likes that, and not how can I put it? It just looks classy, nice. Right? It's just very classy work. So those are my two probably favorite photographers for portraits. Mm-hmm. Now, I pretty much those are my three photographers that I like, who are awe-inspiring. There's a lot of other modern photographers that I like, but I think that there's not enough wow factor right now. There's a guy last week I learned about. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Chris Knight. Okay. His photography is like paintings. I shared it. Mm-hmm. I shared it on my Instagram. His photography is paintings. Originally I thought, because I follow a lot of art, mm-hmm. and I was like, oh, what type of historical art this is, but then I realized, no, but this is a picture.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
Right, it's a picture, and it was amazing. So I went, into his, and ironically, the girl I just mentioned, Lindsay Adler, mm-hmm. that's her boyfriend.
Oh, wow.
And I'd even, just like, it's amazing some of the work. So the wow factor we talked about was definitely there. Now, local photographer.
Yes.
I might get some heat for this one.
That's okay.
All right, I might get. I like wow factor. I love wow factor, and my local photographer that gives me the wow factor is Rich Hazel. Mm-hmm. Rich has an amazing eye for landscape photography. I get bored shooting St. Martin landscapes now, and because of the monotony. Mm-hmm. But Rich makes the mundane for the local look so amazing, because how much different ways you could show me Mullet Bay. Go through his Instagram. He'll show you at least 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay? And each one is amazing.
It really looks awesome.
Yes, it really looks amazing. Last time I spoke with him, I told him, what I love about his pictures is the clarity. Okay? He does something that is amazing with the clarity, how clear everything is. The water, the sky. I edit, so I understand that that's work on his end. Mm-hmm. It's just not a picture. He's doing work on the back end. And I like the editing style. So Rich Hazel is my local photographer that gives me the wow factor.
Nice.
You know?
There's nothing wrong with
but
that.
you know, all Simart photography is awesome. Let me just throw it up there. Because I want to be patriotic no matter what.
Where do you hope to see local photography going?
I want us to take it to the next level. You know, like I believe in going hard, you know, or going home. So I want to exhibit all the different types of people on St. Martin. So I have this body of work that I've actually never shown. I call this a remnants of Irma. So I have maybe like 30 to 25, 30 pictures of ruins that it happened, but I did them all in long exposure style. But I've never shown that one because I don't know. That's for an exhibition.
You gotta exhibit soon now.
Yeah, but time has been difficult lately. And I have everything. I bought my printer to do my own printing. I have everything. It's just time. It's just time right now I don't have. But it's going to happen eventually because it's to the point where I have 2 things there filled of prints already that I just need to get into frames and start to show again. That's why I didn't post as much. Because you know, yeah, we go out, we take pictures, but sometimes for me to produce that image might have taken an hour and a half of my life, you know? But you're just showing it out there, especially if you're more of an artsy photographer. I don't care about notoriety on Instagram. I've never have. It's, you know, I'm 45. I worry, you know, to make a living, not get likes. You know, it's nice, but it's hard to balance, and I don't know. I'll lose my train of thought there, but yeah. I don't know. Exhibiting is ultimately my goal.
Yes.
But I don't think I want to do it alone either. I helped a local project recently with a book. We have so many amazing artists, and this was writers who were not showing their work. So a gentleman approached me to, you know, if I'm willing to take some pictures of these people, and they first wanted to negotiate a price, right? But when I heard about the project, because he's basically showing other people's works and trying to help them to get exposure. When I heard about the project, I was like, no, I'll do it for free. So they were like, huh? How do you mean you're gonna do it for free? I was like, no, I'll do it for free. I said, I just, you know, copyright the work. The work is mine. And I'll license you use of the images, you know. And I got amazing pictures of amazing local artists, you know, some amazing stuff. And they would have never been able to have the opportunity to take that type of photography. You know, that was told to me over and over and over. Like, you know, like I never had somebody bring, you know, a C-stand with a 7-foot soft box and take pictures, because I have all on there are just my modifiers. I have a bunch. Like if I shoot in you, I'm gonna think, because again, I want my image to be different. I want to show different lighting. I want to not be the typical photographer. If you know, you have to differentiate yourself a little bit. But I think that's my style, not having one.
Like you said, it changes depending on the year.
And a year, yeah. For me, it's definitely a yearly thing. I've realized that it's a yearly thing, because right now there's a type of photography I want to try, but I don't have the tools to do it. You know, so one day when I get crazy again and I want to go buy another lens, but you know, I literally when I used to do my stint classes, I had like 20 bikes and all that. When I stopped it post Irma, I had them in here. I had a bunch of gym equipment, and I was missing a camera. I told myself, you know what, I go sell every damn thing. My girlfriend told me, you serious? You stop? I was like, yeah, because I'm a person that passion, all or nothing. So if I lose passion, I'm done, something else. Okay? And I was losing interest with certain things in my life. But I had a good bit of money invested in it. No, I don't want to take my money and go buy new things. I'd rather just... So I sell every piece of gym equipment and all that I had to all over. And that's when I purchased another camera. I don't know what year this was. 2019? 18? I don't remember. And that's how the obsession started again. You know. And then I have a girlfriend who loves to take pictures. So actually, so how I actually remember why I wanted to buy the camera. We went on a cruise, and on the cruise, take my picture. And, I've taken the pictures with my phone and stuff like this, and it was so average. It was just regular. So she ended up buying a Sony for Christmas. This inexpensive camera. It was decent. And then I started playing around with it, but I'm a very weird person when it comes to like what I like, right? And I always found that the camera felt cheap. Like I found it felt Chinese cheap, like not putting down nothing, but I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So that's when I said, no, let me order a camera. So I ordered one, and the obsession started again. I had that camera for maybe like 6 months, mastered it, and I was like, no, I want a better camera. Used another one for about 6 months, sold it again. Now, then I have the newest one here, but it ain't stuck because I'm buying lenses every damn 6 months.
And you have an in-house model whenever you're ready. So.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of, at times I think people think that I don't want to take their pictures, but I'm very busy during the week. I have no time for photography during the week. My photography time is Saturdays and Sunday mornings. That's normally my time. During the week, I'm busy from 4:30 a.m. till about 3 to 4 in the afternoon every day. In the afternoon, I'm too tired, but then I have to spend time with my kids, and so.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Simple, sweet.
Any last words you want to leave for your public?
Just follow your passions. Follow your passions. You only have one life. Follow your passion. To be happy is a lot easier said than done, but it's so important for your mind. Without your mind, the body is nothing. So, I going back to what I said earlier. It's peace. It doesn't have to be photography. It could be the gym. Could be anything you want. But as long as you do something that gives you true happiness from the soul, the feeling you get when your children smiling at you. If something that gives you that feeling other besides them, that's what, look for in life.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Blessings.
And that's it, my people. That was my chat with Mr. Ryan Tacklin of Art Through Visuals. Make sure to check out his Instagram, see what his images are about. They're absolutely gorgeous. And make sure you tune in next week to see who I'm chatting with next. Until the next time.